From 2017, Peter Gregory from the IPA has reminded of a BBC headline and a fact. The BBC had reported that vanishing Arctic ice was causing smog in Beijing. However, Christopher Booker for the Sunday Telegraph pointed out that for April, Arctic ice was as advanced as it had been for over 13 years. Some things should not happen, but they do. There's a story. An $8 million tree preservation activity for a large mansion in Melbourne highlights how the Australian Labor Party planned to disrupt people's lives later this year and leading into the election. During construction of the mansion, an old-growth tree was identified on site and preserved. It was moved to a nursery prior to construction and given a $100,000 a year arborist for its welfare. A security guard and video camera were maintained during construction to make sure the tree was not harmed. Finally, the place was built and the tree was to be returned a few meters from the original spot. A minister took 3 months to decide if the relocation was feasible, or if the engineers could be asked to cut a hole in the mansion for the tree in the original space. It was pointed out the minister and planning bodies had approved moving the tree initially, and the tree was successfully relocated to where it now thrives today. Melbourne values her trees. Activists will fly from far away if Melbourne trees are threatened, unless the Australian Labor Party are planning to knock over trees. The Australian Labor Party are planning to spend $9.5 billion on remodeling Melbourne subways. For an extra $200 million, they could build a new station. For an extra $500 million, they could bore tunnels and not unduly affect Melbourne. But Dan Andrews doesn't want to waste money, and so the $9.5 billion budget will mean an entire central Melbourne street is dug up so a tunnel can be fashioned. Surrounding trees will be cut down, many old growth, and never replaced. Trams will have to stop at the open soar for over a year, and buses will redirect commuters around the project. What is missing is plans to shut down a puppy farm and kill the puppies. It seems like a suicidal action by the Andrews government if in fact the story is true. I would appreciate feedback from blog readers who know of the truth of this story. I will link items in future issues.